a lack of decorum right now. Oh my gosh. But I haven't talked to y'all in so long. It's actually been insane. Okay, let me see how to do this lighting real quick. It's actually been insane, and I don't really have much structure to this video. I really wanted to have structure, but I just want everything to come off the top of the dome, like, being honest. All I need is my brain and this pen, and we're going to get it together. But yeah, I'm neurodivergent. I probably mentioned it in my channel trailer, but to be specific, I am definitely on the ASD, the autism spectrum disorder. I think that's what it is. I don't know. One of my hyperfixations isn't mental illness. Like, unlike most mentally ill people who hyperfixate on mental illness, I'm not one of those people. Like, I know, like, a good amount, but I'm more of an astrology person and spirituality person. So, I don't know. Like, do I even believe in most of this? Yeah, I kind of do, but I kind of don't. Like, I don't know. It's just, it took me a really long time to come to terms that I could be on the spectrum because I'm so heavily masked, and I don't see a lot of representation of myself, like, basically anywhere. So that's why I wanted to make this podcast episode, even though this is kind of a touchy topic, and a lot of people have denied my autism, especially at, like, a HBCU. Like, it was like, well, you're not autistic, you're smart. Or I heard that verbatim, like, verbatim, you're not autistic, you don't seem autistic, you don't have autistic traits. And I do have a no cousin who is autistic. He's nonverbal autistic. So it kind of breaks my heart when people have just one idea of autism, because clearly it's hereditary. It's in my family. I think my mom is neurodivergent also. I think she's on the spectrum because she has crazy hyperfixation. It's just so many things to go over. Like, I don't even know where to start. But sponsor, I'm kidding, but I love Clear American. Clear American makes me glad to be an American. That in the Olympics. Oh my gosh, this is the best sparkling water I ever had in my entire life. I also ordered some crumble cookie, so it should be coming. Ooh, let me make sure, like, I'm on that. I don't want to miss my crumble cookie slot. Like, this is serious. And this wasn't even a good week. I'm not even gonna lie, this wasn't even a good week. But yeah, I'm back. I was kind of in a depressive episode, but not for real though. It's just like I needed to rot. I really needed to rot. Okay, I feel like I overexert myself so much during the school year. I just needed time to fucking rot. July was about rotting. That's my birthday month. So I was rotting. Today's July 31st. Like, I think I'm done with the rotting phase of my life. It's time to start getting prepared, back mentally prepared for school. So I'm getting my master's. So yeah, that's why if y'all see a sudden shift in, like, content, that's why, because I just wasn't feeling it. But I'm back, and that's okay. I mean, everybody has off seasons, on seasons. That was just an off season. Okay. Did I say roll the intro yet? Roll the intro. I'm just a girl in the world. I'm a girl. So first things first, I want to talk about my childhood when I want to talk about autism, but I don't think that would be, like, structured well, because first things first, I kind of have a traumatic childhood because I remember absolutely none of it. I have an idea what happened to me for me to cause so much trauma, because I think I had this thing, like, I don't know much about mental illness, but I know high stress induces memory loss when you go through, like, a traumatic event as a child. I do know that if you are too traumatized, if your cortisol is too high, you could develop a plethora of mental illnesses. So everything starts when you're a child, because that's when your subconscious mind is wide the fuck open. Hence why I believe in law of assumption, and I'm very much in the spirituality community. But anyways, let me go to my other phone, because that phone is for DoorDash. This phone, me flexing with the two phones is so crazy, but whatever. Files. Oh wait, no. I didn't mean that. I meant notes. Okay, so I have this checklist. This checklist is a autism in girls checklist, because if you don't know, autism in girls is a lot different than in boys. It is very different from black women, from white women, and, you know, so forth and so on, because intersectionality and all that jizz. Okay, so, you know, society shapes people differently. So, you know, like, do you know? Like, I keep saying you know, but if you don't know, you don't know what I'm talking about. So let me break this down more simply for you. Not to be condescending, but okay. Mental illness is a spectrum. Autism is a spectrum. You could be, people say high function. That's not the politically correct term. And Asperger's was named after a Nazi, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's named after a bad person. So I would say one spectrum is the highly masked verbal autism, and then the other spectrum is the non-verbal, not so much masked autism. The one that we hear most about in the media is the white male version autism, which is like Jesse Eisenberg. Who the fuck is that nigga? And Now You See Me Too. And Now You See Me One. Jesse Eisenberg? Yeah, that nigga. And like just the weird old white people, or even not even white men. Childish Gambino is a good example. Donald Glover in whatever roles he be doing. That's a good example of autism. Okay. Nicki Minaj. That would be a great example of how autism will present in a black woman. I think that's a perfect, Nicki Minaj is a perfect example. Just her ad-libs, the way that she's always stimming. Another word to define for y'all, stimming is when you have to like release something, release energy. And an autistic person do like a physical or audible action to release that energy. I think that's what stimming is. Honestly, I don't look up none of this shit, but you know, like, take what I say with a grain of salt, okay? Because you should really do your own research. I'm not really like, you know, the most knowledgeable, but I do know that. I do know that. So anyways, basically, based off where you at on the spectrum, you will have different characteristics compared to other people on the spectrum, okay? So because of that, a lot of people are not aware of autism, and a lot of people probably do have autism, and they just don't know it. They just don't know it. It's also very hereditary, okay? So, I'm just saying. And I hate when people say, oh, vaccines cause autism. That's stupid as fuck. If you believe that, you're dumb as fuck. I hate to say it like that, but you're dumb as fuck. Like, I don't know how else to say it. What else? People say a lot of shit cause autism. It's really nothing that specifically causes it. Like, I don't know if there's research to say what causes it, what don't cause it, but I know that I was exhibiting traits of autism at a very, very, very early age, okay? I was kind of nonverbal for a huge chunk of my life, but not nonverbal in the Maya Angelou way, but yeah, kind of in that way, but more nonverbal as in, like, if someone would try to talk to me, I would literally say goo goo gaga, and that's it. I did it to, like, kindergarten, maybe a little bit later, like, first grade. I don't know, but I was doing this for a long ass time. Like, if my mama was so embarrassed of me, she wouldn't, like, if someone asked me a question, she wouldn't even let me speak for myself. She'd be like, oh, her name's Veoncedefaye. Oh, yeah, she going to school. Oh, yeah. Because if they ever heard me talk, all I would say was goo goo gaga. Goo goo gaga. Goo goo gaga. I'm not kidding with y'all. I'm not fucking with y'all. This is not a fucking joke. Like, I probably heard it off of, like, some cartoon or some shit. I definitely heard it off of a cartoon. Probably like Scooby-Doo. Goo goo gaga. Anyways, it's like, and because of that, I was put in speech therapy. I wasn't in the other people's classes. Like, I have my own class of SPED. And nothing's wrong with SPED. I'm not ashamed of it. Like, okay, yeah, I was in SPED, but only for, like, a short period of time when I realized, oh shit, I'm in SPED. These people think I'm special. I need to, like, talk. I need to start talking regular. Like, I'm not trying to cosplay. Like, I just didn't want to talk. Like, I wanted to be mute. Like, I think in my head during that time, I really don't remember much. I do remember snips and pieces. This one thing my mom always tells me about is we had this big ass program in elementary, right? Like a holiday program where they dress up and you say your part, you sing your part of the song, and then it goes to the next child, and it's a group scene, and then it's a individual scene, and solos and duos and triples and all that. It was very complicated for that type of age group, but I don't know. Apparently, I was given a solo. I don't know how that happened, but my mom, she was terrified. I mean, she was a single mother at the time, and she was raising a clearly neurodivergent child who had a lot of sensory and just issues. coming from a pretty hostile environment. Not the most hostile, but a new hostile environment. I mean, it wasn't the most, let's skip that. Anyways, when I think about what happened back then, I thought I did well. But according to my mom, I went on that stage after hours of her beating in the script to me. Like, I had the script there. I recited the script word for word. Like, word for word, okay, at home. But as soon as I got on that stage, all I said was goo goo gaga and walked off the stage. She was so embarrassed. She was so embarrassed. And rightfully so. Like, if it makes shit like that makes me not want to have kids. That's actually fucked up, because I wish I could meet my younger self so badly and give her the support that she truly needed, but I had to find that shit out on my own, and it took me a long fucking time to figure it out. So that's a little bit of an introduction about my life. And yeah, I definitely was on the spectrum, but after I figured out, like, oh well, this is how people who are considered special are treated, I was like, oh shit, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a marginalized group. Shit, I'm already going through enough. I clocked that T. I was like, I don't want to be treated like this. So I said, put that mask on, put that mask on, put that mask on, put that mask on, put that mask on. Okay, mask. So let's define mask. Masking is very common in women and autism, girls and autism. It's kind of like code switching. If you know what code switching is, where black people enter predominantly white spaces, that's what basically masking is. When you put on a persona to fit in with the people around you, because your natural self isn't deemed like acceptable by society. I was weird as fuck. So I tried so hard to mask, but even my mask was like a glass mask. Like, it was like Lana Del Rey when she had that face mask during the pandemic, or was it Lana Del Rey when she had like that lace mask, or was it like Nikita Dragon or some shit? I don't even know, but that's basically the type of mask I had on. Like, I was weird. I didn't really have that many friends. I wasn't like, I guess I was bullied, but I was so like indifferent. Like, I was just like so like I didn't even like clock it. Like, I couldn't peep social cues at all. That I thought everybody was my friend, but looking back, everybody fucking hated me. I made hoes mad. I made hoes mad, y'all. I made hoes mad. And I didn't give a fuck. I would be kiki and smiling in your face while I know that I'm pissing you off. Like, I wouldn't give a fuck. Because in my mind, the more I'm around them, the more they're gonna like me. That did not happen. That did not happen. The more annoying I became. I was like so fucking annoying. But like, now that I look back, like, I thought I was doing so good. Like, I thought I was doing so good fitting in with the popular kids. I tried to be popular so bad. I was like, girl, you know you can't do that. It was just a hot mess. And honestly, like, when I think about it, it's so cringe. But people, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, everybody has ills. Everybody has days, periods, times in their life when they're not at their best. And that was a time when I was not at my best. I don't even remember when I really figured out like social cues. What age was that? Like, it probably was like junior year of high school when I really figured out social cues. And it's not even because I was trying. It's because I glued up, and then all of a sudden I was accepted by girls. Before that, before I was pretty, I literally had no friends that were girls. I had no friends that were girls. Like, girls did not want to be my friend. I did have like one friend named Mahogany, but she literally moved away. Joy, I was friends with her, but then her other friends didn't like me, so they wouldn't make Joy not hang out with me. And then we stopped being friends for like a year or two. So like, it was so crazy, like, how they just hated me. I remember one time this one girl, let's call her A. I was like swinging, and she's like, get off my swing. And I was like, why? I got here first. We literally was like, whoever gets to the swing first gets the swing. She said, that's why nobody likes you, and walked off. This was like in elementary. And I was like, nobody likes me. I was so shocked by this revelation. It was actually insane. And that's not even the first time I heard that. Another time someone told me that in speech and debate. Oh my gosh, it was like freshman year, and this boy, and it's so crazy about him is he literally told me this, like he got mad at me. I don't even remember what we was mad about. Like I think we was all in the back closet, and the back closet during that time was for the speech, not the debate. But freshmen were forced into debate, even though I really wanted to do speech. So for like my first 2 years of speech and debate was a complete waste of my time, because I didn't do any of the events that I wanted to do. So when I finally started doing events I wanted to do in junior year of high school, COVID happened. So I only had like 1 good year of speech and debate where I was actually placing and doing things that I actually wanted to do. So anyways, back to the story. Yeah, like this boy, I thought we were cool, but he was like white. So I was like, yeah, you probably don't fuck with me, because I was pretty outspoken about social justice issues. Like I was, ever since Trayvon Martin, ever since 2016, I was really pro-black. Like I had a very pro-black persona around school. And it's just because I'm an Aquarius moon, and I really don't like injustice. Like I also, because of black and white thinking, I really don't even know what black and white thinking is in autism, but I think I got that shit. Because injustice to me is like, back in the day, it's us versus them. I'm still kind of like that, but I really understand more nuance to things, and there is a bit more of a middle ground. But I definitely have black and white thinking where it's just like, it's 1 or 2, you know, it's not 1.5, it's not 1.75, it's either 1 or 2, like, if that makes sense. So anyways, we're fighting over the back room because he wanted to use that room for something, but I was in the room and he was mad that I was in the room. He's like, that's like, no one likes you. No one likes you in speech and debate. And then years later, he's all up in my face on campus, my college campus, all up in my face, like, hey Veonce, how you doing? Oh, holding conversations with me, but I thought you didn't like me. And then literally a year later, when I was friends with this other white boy, like we was good friends too, like he was cute too, but he was like, yeah, I don't like that boy. The boy who said no one liked me, he told me I don't like him. He was telling me he don't like him. I was like, oh, why don't you like old boy? It was over something stupid, some boy shit like baseball or something like that. So it made me realize being not liked really doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything. Like, Jesus wasn't liked. Shit, they killed. Oh, maybe I was supposed to say. They killed him. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything to not be liked. It really doesn't mean anything. Like, just do you. And that's what I really realized at an early age. Like, when someone told me the person who didn't like me, another person didn't like them, that really like summed it up for me. Like, I don't care. But I still want to be accepted by girls. Like, that's the one thing. Like, I just never had a solid female friend group. Like, I tried so hard. I just never could get it. The closest I could get with is like gay boys. Like, me and gay boys are like this. Like, I love me some gay men, period. Love them down. But just me and girls, like, we always ended up falling out, and I never understood why. I guess I know why now, but it's because, like, unless it was, even with my other autistic friends. But we're friends again now, but we did have a falling out. Like, it's just so crazy to me how that shit just pans out. Where's my DoorDash? Okay, it's gonna be here in 4 minutes. Okay, so let's go into the list. This is a autism checklist. I found this like 5 years ago. No, yeah, like 5 years ago, because I was so determined that I had autism. This is like basically when my self-diagnosis journey began. But I was kind of diagnosed with it when I was a child, but once I started masking, they was like, oh, well, we think you just grew out of it. I don't think I grew out of anything. But anyways, this is a list made by Stafford, I don't know the rest, government.uk. So .gov.uk. Okay, so this is like a .gov document, government. And I'm just gonna read off the checklist, and these are all things that I kind of really resonated with. And mind you, the best way to diagnose a mental illness is like viewed yourself as a child taking the questions instead of you as an adult, because that's more of the raw, unfiltered you. Anyway, friendships, lacks best friends, has just one or two intense friendships, fixates on one person, controlling or domineering, on the edge of things socially, imaginary friend. I had a bunch. Teased or bullied by peers, shy, timid, passive, fitting from group to group. Yes. Okay. May struggle with group work. I definitely did. I hate working in groups to this day. I'd rather just take the lead and you do everything that I say. That's why in group projects I always pick out the weakest of the bunch, the no regulars who won't do nothing, because those are the people that I want. I don't want nobody. I'm also a type A and also a Leo, so like I feel like a lot of these characteristics can be associated with my Aquarius moon. But anyways, keep going. Strengths. May be very loyal. I am a very loyal friend. Like, I'm a ride or die for real. Maturity, different to peers. Sometimes immature. Definitely immature. Yes. May have special object for comfort. Teddy bear. May play with younger children or older children. Strengths. Well, no strengths for that for real. But anyways. Oh, what strengths? Sometimes very mature. Okay, so I'm sometimes immature, but sometimes very mature. That's actually kind of true. When I was a child, I used to never hang out with kids of my own age. I used to hang out with the teachers. Even in high school, I used to love hanging out with my teachers, my English teachers. Like, I just never really, like, was that person that hung out with my own age group. And even now, like, I love being around children. Like, I love children. Like, there's just the most precious things in the world. Like, when I was a summer camp counselor for 2 years, that was, like, it was so draining, but it was so much fun, and I love them to death. Like, oh my gosh, I put my all into them. I even paid for them to eat crawfish one time. But yeah, that was a lot of money. Anyways, intense interests that are very specific and restricted, may be similar to most girls. Examples: books, animals, dolls, celebrities, fashion, but more passionate, intense, and repetitive, and less imaginative. Likes to talk about one particular topic, but may be very factual. May have rich fantasies, like maybe, I can't read. May have rich fantasies, life. May be misinterpreted as psychosis. Oh my gosh. So when I first figured out what maladaptive daydreaming was, like, it was towards the end of the pandemic, and my friend Joy, she sent me a TikTok. She said, I think you got this. I looked into it and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely have this. I have such intense maladaptive daydreaming that it used to take up so many hours of my life that I would literally, like, just lay in a bed and just daydream. Nothing else, just daydream. I still do it to this day sometimes, but not as much as I used to. Like, I used to have a separate world, and of course that's how I go to sleep with my no fantasies and my scenarios. But oh shit, no, they passed me up my DoorDash. Wait, those cookies were banging. But anyways, what was I even talking about? Oh, intense interest. Okay, well, my hyperfixations are fashion, beauty, not skincare. But I'm interested. It's really fashion and beauty. Fashion, beauty, gaming, writing, stuff that I'm in, acting, Broadway, singing, dancing, K-pop. Like, that's what I'm hyperfixated on. I'm not hyperfixated on no, typical, stereotypical autism special interest like Legos. I wish I had some of the fun ones like dinosaurs and rocket ships and airplanes and reptiles, and I wish I had like one of those really smart ones where you could get like a degree in like marine biology, but I don't. I mean, like, I was going to cosmetology school, but I'm more interested in it instead of the actual application of it, if that makes sense. Like, I tried my best, but after years and years of trying, I finally, like, glued up. Like, it took me years to glue up. Like, it literally took me years. It was a lifelong project of mine, okay? Because I knew pretty people get treated better. I understood this at a very early age, which is another trait of autism, which is pattern recognition. Because of my pattern recognition, I feel like I avoid certain people, also attract certain people because of my sometimes come off as a docile type of nature where I just seem a bit ditzy and clueless. That's another trait I feel like of neurodivergent people, coming out very ditzy and clueless, okay? Because of that, I feel like a lot of people prey on me, but I can definitely identify a predator very quickly, okay? Because of my pattern recognition skills. I feel like that's why I never got my heart broken. That's why, like, it took me so long to be in a relationship, because there's a lot of bad men in the world, and once you hit that criteria of a bad man, I'm done. Ooh, that water good. Ooh. Anyway, so like, yeah, my special interest definitely helped with my masking, because it just seemed like I was any other girl. But before I started to mask, and before I started to want that female bond that I never really got to have, my hyperfixations as a child were Spider-Man, and really Spider-Man. Like, I had a Spider-Man room head to toe, black and red. I had a Spider-Man bed set, I had a Spider-Man sleeping bed, I had a Spider-Man jacket, I had a Spider-Man book bag, I had Spider-Man shoes. Like, I was Team Spider-Man. I feel like that's a huge indicator of autism. People who really like Spider-Man, you're autistic. I hate to say it. Like that Miles Morales impersonator on TikTok. Yeah, he's definitely autistic. He gives that. Tyler, the Creator, he gives off autism. Beyonce, low key. Maybe that's a no too far. 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 But she gives off something like something neurodivergent. Maybe not autism, but she gives off something neurodivergent. Something neurodivergent. And just to clarify, neurodivergent is a huge umbrella. It could be OCD, ADHD, ADD, a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit. Okay, next, schoolwork. Ooh, this is a huge thing. Okay. Difficulty with starting work and lessons or stopping work that is unfinished, lack of interest in lessons, issues with homework, difficulty with change or transitions, forgetful, disorganized, wanting things to be certain, high standards, perfectionists may spend a long time on work, horror of failure, and mental burnout. So the first three bullets I really didn't identify with, because I excelled in school when I hit the second grade. I forgot what really, okay, actually I do remember. I absolutely remember. Before the second grade, I used to make a straight F's, C's, and D's. F, C's, and D's, okay? My mom used to have me at that table because I couldn't spell worth a damn, and my vocabulary, which is another reason, this is the speech therapy time when I was in the SPED classes, okay? She used to sit me down and she would try to teach me how to spell my name, okay? Which is Veonce. It's literally my channel, right? I was so damn stupid. This is after months. I feel like she was drilling this into me for weeks. Okay, months is probably a bit much, but weeks. She was trying to teach me how to spell my name. I finally come to my mom like, Mommy, I finally know how to spell my name. She said, what? What is it? Victor. That's my father's name. That's like actually like such an interesting like story I heard when I was a child. When I was an adult, like,
strawberry gross as fuck.
Yeah, I don't like that milk taste.
Ugh.
The crumble cookie was alright, but definitely some misses, but definitely some hits though. So I don't know. I love me a chilled crumble cookie. Anyways, yeah, schoolwork. I was pretty disorganized pre-second grade, but my dad told me if I make straight A's, okay, I get to go to Justice and buy basically whatever I wanted to buy. Basically a Justice shopping spree. If y'all don't know what Justice is, it's literally like the best preteen store for little girls in America. Okay? It's like I don't even know. It's Lisa Frank as a clothing store. It fuels my greatest dreams and I just love everything that it stood for. Like, I used to hyper fixate on Justice. I knew all of their collections. I knew all of their sizes. I knew all of their products. I used to steal the magazines. Well, not steal them, but if I saw a magazine that was left unattended, you remember, if you know, you know, the Justice magazines. If you know, you know. I used to steal them. If I saw one left out in the open at my school, that was mine. That was mine. And you couldn't do nothing about it. You really couldn't. But yeah, I'm in love with Justice. Like, so when my dad told me if I make straight A's, I get to go on a Justice shopping spree, damn right, I made straight A's. And I think I had another slip up during 6th grade with math, and it caused me to get a D. But after that, like really after the 2nd grade, I made the best grades I possibly could. I was in honors basically after that. Honors everything. Okay. Strengths. Maybe a model student, may produce work or very high caliber. Oh, may produce work of very high caliber. The reason why I can't read this that well is because the strengths are in a different color. Like, it's in a this lime green shit. I can't fucking read that. Anyways, misunderstanding social norms / social cues, failure to recognize status / authority, rude to teachers, correcting adults and their peers, may not know how to be a child, rejecting play with other girls, preferring boys. That's me. That was me. That was me to a T as a child. I used to disrespect the fuck out of people. I did not bad, like not like a bad child, but unintentionally disrespecting people because I never understood authority. To this day, I don't understand authority. To this day, I have problems with authority. Like, I hate being micromanaged, and I hate being told what to do. I can't do it. It may be the Aquarius moon in me, but it makes me mad. It makes me actually viscerally mad when someone tells me what to do in such meticulous detail. Like, unless I ask for it specifically, just give me an objective. Just give me an objective in a task. That's all I need, okay? Shit. Communication. May have been referred for speech and language therapy. Ding, 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 ding. Struggling with following verbal instructions. I was so bad at following instructions. Oh my gosh. Poor at chit chat. Difficulty with open questions. It took me so long to understand what a rhetorical question was. And when I figured out what it was in like the 6th grade, everything clicked for me. I was like, oh my gosh. Why no one told me this? Or sarcasm. It took me so long to understand sarcasm. Like, y'all have no idea. Even to this day, sometimes I don't even get it. Like, Rob from Love Island, he is like, that's my worst nightmare. If you watch Love Island USA season 6 and you know Rob, that would be my worst nightmare. Like, to meet someone like him. I don't like that type of stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm a Leo, so I feel like I wear my emotions on my sleeve. Like, what you see is what you get. And with people like that who are like more reclusive and like chill and stuff, I just don't get those type of people. Like, I just don't. They make me like anxious. And I think at the beginning, a lot of girls who have autism are misdiagnosed with anxiety. And y'all, I literally paid like $300+ my freshman year of college, talking with a psychiatrist trying to get me like a diagnosis. I didn't even want medicine. I didn't want any type of medication. I just wanted to have like confirmation that I was autistic. But you can't, like, I hate to say it, but you can't like trust white people in the medical field 100% of the time if you're a black woman. It's just that simple. They're not very well versed in black people, specifically black women, in mental illness. There's not enough studies on it. People choose not to fund studies on it. And everything in American history, everything basically in history, European Western history, is from a Eurocentric stance. So it does not center black or marginalized groups, okay? So when I told her all my symptoms, I literally told her this checklist. I said, these are all the things that I exhibit. Boom, boom, boom. And I told her, basically what I'm telling y'all is what I told her. She's like, I don't think you have autism. I think you just have anxiety. Hang up on you. Not in the mood. Not in the mood. After I just paid $300+ talking to your stank white bitch ass. I'm like, girl, whew, that shit pissed me off. Oh, the next one is high levels of anxiety. Okay, never mind. Wait. I'm not there yet. Communication. Okay. Refer for speech therapy, language, following instructions, taking things literally, selective mutism. Oh my gosh. May be exhausted by school interaction. Yes, I used to come from school and be knocked out. I would be sleeped. I would be slumped. I didn't even do no sports. Reluctant to answer questions in class, not initiating conversations, difficulty with appropriate facial expressions and responses. Ooh, y'all know it. Y'all know it. May laugh inappropriately. Oh my gosh. I laugh at the worst times. And not even like funny, bad laughing moments. I'm talking about you told me your grandmother died and I would start laughing. I swear I done that like 3 times. If you tell me something really bad, really sad, like it took me a long time to stop doing that, okay? Like recently I stopped doing that because when I went to my PWI and I started having white friends again, because I didn't have white friends for so long. White friends, they trauma dump a lot. White people, they love trauma dumping. I don't know what it is and I feel so bad for them, but I used to but you can't laugh at that shit. Like, you want to laugh, but you can't laugh. You want to laugh, but you can't laugh. And for me, I love trauma dump. I ain't gonna lie. Like, if you want to trauma dump, you could do it near me. Like, I don't care. I really don't mind it. But I had to stop laughing, though. I really had to stop laughing, okay? Because I love giving advice. That's one thing I love to do. All right, strengths. May be able to learn scripts successfully. Yes, this is a huge one. Basically, I love scripts. I love acting. I love speech and debate. I love theater. Hence me being in theater when I became a college student. Oh, some girls with autism have exceptionally good expressive language. It's so crazy because as a child, I had horrible language that I need to go to speech therapy. But once I basically hyperfixated on it, I became affluent. Me trying to brag, me trying to do a humble flex, and me fucking up right after. Affluent. See, this is like so unmasked because me unmasked, my humor is literally like Liza Koshy. That's my humor, like Logan Paul or some shit. Jake Paul. I just found out that Jake Paul is a Trump supporter. Like, I was low-key rooting for you after your documentary on Netflix, and I was rooting for you at Team 10, but now that you a whole Trumpy, you have to die. Like, I'm sorry I have to put it that way, but and then Bryce Hall, I can't believe that's gonna make me take down my Sway Boy video. I literally have a video like from 4 years ago of me ranking all the Sway Boys, and I think I put Bryce up there pretty high. That's a shocker to me. Like, he said he literally has a Latino, Hispanic. Don't be knowing the correct terminology. I don't know exactly her ethnicity, but she speaks Spanish, okay? And you support Trump, like that's his girlfriend, but you support Trump, like it just don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Anyways, different behavior at school to home. Anxious at home but fine at school. Find it very difficult to get up in the morning and face the world. Trying hard to fit in at school, but this comes at a cost. Exhausting and emotional when safely at home. Yep. High levels of anxiety. May be misdiagnosed with mental illness, but may also develop mental problems, health problems, such as depression, self-harm, OCD, demand avoidance. I don't know what that is. OCD, I think I have a little bit of that, but not for sure. I know my friend Joshua definitely has OCD. I ain't gonna say he got it bad, but it's very apparent. So I don't think I'm that, like, I'm probably very low on the spectrum if I do have it. Emotionally upset for apparently trivial reasons. Catastrophic meltdown, shouting, aggressive or shutdowns. Silent, head on the desk, avoiding interaction, unable to communicate, blank stare, looking into space, withdrawn. Obsessive, organizing things endlessly. Yes, I used to move around my room so much. Like growing up, I used to be so obsessed with house decor, home decor. I'm still am, but I really figured out my personal style, so I'm not as obsessed as I was, like I used to be. But I used to constantly move around my furniture in my room. Like it was such a problem. Doing the same thing repeatedly, light up toys rather than playing imaginatively with them. Ability to persist with something. Okay. Lack of sense of personal identity, not sure how to describe themselves beyond physical appearance. Over apologetic, appeasing others. I really didn't have that much people pleasing stuff. I think if I notice it, I try to get rid of it. Like, if I said sorry too much, I would try to stop myself. You know, like, I just didn't like that. I didn't want to be a pushover. That was a really big thing in my identity. I just hated being pushed over. Like, I did not like that. Lack of personal identity. Oh, I just read that. Gender. May lack certain. Oh, I cannot read. Let's stop saying that. Like, that's such a bad affirmation. I can't read. I'm a reader. I'm a reader of the world. I'm an Olympic U.S. reader. I'm the best reader in the world. Anyways. May lack certainty about gender. May reject feminine clothing. Preferring comfortable, practical clothes. No interest in hair and makeup. Tomboy type. Desire to present as a male. That was definitely me pre-mask. Like, that was definitely me pre-mask. 100%. Like, I was a Spider-Man girl. Like, what? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Sensory processing. And differences, noise, touch, light, just like having hair brushed or washed. Oh my gosh, y'all do not understand how much I hate having my hair washed growing up, because I feel like I was getting fucking waterboarded. I'm like getting my hair washed to this day. When I figured out how to do my hair, I became so happy. I became so happy that I figured out how to do my own hair, because I used to hate getting my hair done. It was like torture. I literally felt like I was being waterboarded. I used to cry. Sensitive to clothes, yes. Dislike hand dryers, yes. Resistant to hugs and kisses, needing warning that someone's going to touch them. Flick fingers, pick skin. Yeah, I definitely pick my skin. Rubs hands, paces, clears throat. Eating issues. Oh! This is one of the biggest things. I feel like this is the hugest indicator of autism. I feel like not just for girls, but for like everybody, is being a picky eater. It's one thing to be a picky eater. It's another thing to be a restrictive eater. Okay. Also, this is so common that like sometimes girls with autism are misdiagnosed with like bulimia or ED. Okay, when they actually are just autistic. That's just a no fun fact. Anyways, yeah, I used to only eat chicken nuggets and fries growing up, or like peanut butter jelly sandwiches, and I feel like that's so common as a child, but it's to the point where like I'm still very picky even in my adulthood. Like, I just can't eat things based off of texture, like mashed potatoes, gravy, potato salad, but I like fries. I love potatoes, I just don't like potato salad. I don't like mashed potatoes. It's just the texture, like baby food. Like, I don't like weird textures. I just can't stand it. Or really strong smells. It was one point in time I had to stop eating bacon because of the scent. Like, it was just too strong for me. I can't do it. That's really probably the main reason I can't eat mashed potatoes. I think something about mashed potatoes makes me throw up. The smell of it makes me throw up really, really bad. Like, if I be around it for too long, I can smell mashed potatoes from anywhere. But if I be around it for too long, I will literally throw up. It's such, like, it's so bad. It's actually a gimmick. Not a gimmick. It's a, What's that word for a joke? What's that word for a joke that's like constantly being said? Fuck. Not a gimmick, but fuck. Aaron, fuck. Alexa, what's a word for a joke that is commonly used and has a theme? A bit.
A word for a joke that is commonly used and has a theme is a joke format. Joke formats are generic structures or formulas
Alexa,
that are used in...
Stop. You know damn well that's not what the fuck I meant. You know damn well that's not what I meant. But yes, I used to have so many bits with my friends, like if they had mashed potatoes when we ate in the cafeteria, because we used to have a big friend group, and we say, yeah, this big ass cafeteria, and I could smell it. I'd be like, do somebody have mashed potatoes? And they'd be like, no, Beyonce, no. Because it used to make me sick. Like, they knew that. It was so funny. Like, I love that shit. Intense may come across as opinionated, strong need to be right, strong sense of justice. Y'all, I was so, okay, let me tell you about how pro-black I was in high school, right? I was so pro-black. Like, this one time I was in a Snapchat group chat with all these white people, and like none of them liked me, but like I thought they did like me. I mean, I wouldn't know. And I called them my cousins, right? And like this one white person, of course, started saying the N-word, and then they started calling me the N-word, and then they just started saying the hard ER N-word, and it was just like, then another boy started saying the N-word with him. So you know what I did? I exposed them all on Twitter, and almost got them beat up by some HBCU students really close by. But yeah, and come to find out, the boy who said all that N-word stuff, his mother is a meth addict and lost her teaching license because she was a teacher. She was the honors teacher, and I never took her class, but she got pulled over by a state trooper and she went to jail for selling meth. She's a meth head. So I always win. Like, I don't, that was just one of the best. Like, that's when I really believed in karma. When that happened, that's when I really believed in karma. Because you were racist and your mama a crackhead? Yeah, I knew you was projecting. Okay, so like, autism in girls checklist, separation anxiety from parent or caregiver. This is for the early years. Seeks and or prefers the company of adults or educators throughout the day. Intense emotions often observed by crying. I don't really remember. My mama say I'm a real big crybaby, so yeah. Okay. Sense of justice. Adherence to rules, telling on others or herself, described as bossy. Can make friends but may have difficulty maintaining more than one friendship. It is the quality of social interactions as compared to her peers that is the key indicator. May be clingy to one peer. Often has advanced reading ability. Correcting the teachers or others. I don't think I did that. Maybe. I was a teacher's pet, definitely. May observe by herself and or wandering around alone. I was alone. I used to walk around alone for days. That was so dramatic. Not for days. Teacher may view her as odd or different. Oh my gosh, my teachers used to say I was so special. They were like, oh, she's just so different and special. You know what I remind? I'm literally like a Manic Pixie dream girl. And we could talk about autism like in dating in the next maybe episode, but not the next episode, but like a future episode. But y'all, like that movie with Grace, that girl that played that ukulele on America's Got Talent, she stars in this movie called Stargirl on Disney Plus. That's a good example of like autism or any Pixie dream girl. Like that's who I was. I was like so weird and like so myself. Like I used to dress up and do the craziest shit. Like y'all, I used to have these when I did soccer, okay, I used to have, you know how high up soccer socks are? Like sockers go to like your right under your knee. But I was tall, so my soccer socks literally just cut off like mid calf. And I used to just wear my soccer socks just as regular socks to go into school. I didn't even pull them down. Like, I had to get bullied into pulling them down. Because after a while, I was like, why does it matter? Like, if I pull them up or down, it's like, hey guys, man, you gotta pull them down. And I finally, like, conceded. But I was like, damn, this is stupid as fuck. And then I pulled them back up. And everybody was mad as fuck. I already said that. Passive and or resistant to contributing to class group work / discussion. Yeah, like, I really can't read. Like, I can read. It's just like, y'all, like, I just can barely see this shit. Do y'all see how I'm looking at this shit? Like, this shit is, I can barely see this shit. Like, it's really not my fault. May be viewed as the teacher's pet. Bingo. It's like, how is the teacher my biggest op and my biggest friend? It doesn't make sense, but it do when you're autistic, I guess. It's just like some teachers I wouldn't like. Not all teachers, but some teachers I would really love. Like, you like the teachers in Matilda. I used to have teachers like that, but then I used to have evil teachers, like, who were just bitches. My teacher used to call me Disty. One of my teachers who had a really bad, like, peanut allergy. Like, if she was near a peanut, if a peanut entered the room, she would, like, almost die. Type shit, like, dead ass. People try to kill her, too, because she was a bitch. She was a horrible, like, not a horrible teacher. Like, I never, like, the classwork wasn't hard, but she was just a bitch. And one time she was like, you're the blondest black girl I know. You're just so ditzy. I was like, you're a cunt. Like, you're the cunniest teacher I know. The fuck. And that really stuck with me for a long ass time. I just thought I wasn't as smart as other people. But I was really smart. And I feel like if I could redo high school, I would definitely apply myself more academically. And I didn't even do bad academically, like, at all. I'm pretty well off, as you can see. Like, I have a pretty good vocabulary, as you can see. But it is what it is. Anyways. That's the end of the podcast. I'm finna finish up this crumble cookie. Well, first I'm finna take a shower, and then no. First I'm gonna eat my Popeyes wings, take a shower, eat my crumble cookie.
Instead of complaining about anything, learn to be thankful for everything. # speaking from the heart. B. Fletcher.